Jake Paul was never supposed to be a boxer. He started as a loud internet personality, making prank videos and stirring up controversy. But now, he's making more money in boxing than most lifelong professionals. In just a few years, he's headlined sold-out arenas, fought former UFC champions, and pulled in millions per fight. His bout against Ben Askren in 2021 reportedly earned him $40 million that year alone, more than Conor McGregor, Tyson Fury, and Canelo Alvarez. But where's all this money coming from? Is it just the fights, or is there something bigger behind the scenes? And how does he keep turning every match into a massive payday? By the end of this video, you'll see exactly how Jake Paul has mastered the business of boxing. Let's break it down. Jake Paul didn't grow up dreaming of championship belts. He was just a kid from Ohio making silly videos on Vine in 2013. When the app shut down, he moved to YouTube, where his wild pranks and over-the-top energy pulled in millions of subscribers. By 2017, he was one of the highest-earning YouTubers, raking in $11.5 million. But internet fame came with a price: controversy, lawsuits, even getting dropped by Disney. By 2018, his brand was built on chaos. He needed something new. That's when he found boxing. It started with his older brother, Logan, fighting British YouTuber KSI.
1.3 million pay-per-view buys.
The event was a massive success, pulling in over 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. Jake was on the undercard, making his boxing debut against KSI's younger brother, Deji. He won by TKO, but more importantly, he saw something no one else did. Boxing wasn't just a sport, it was a business. Hype, storylines, and viral moments mattered more than pure skill. He turned press conferences into entertainment, weigh-ins into must-watch moments, and by 2020, he went all in. His viral knockout against former NBA player Nate Robinson wasn't just a victory, it was a headline. Suddenly, Jake Paul wasn't just a YouTuber boxing for fun, he was a legitimate pay-per-view attraction. But the real money in boxing isn't just about fighting, it's about knowing how to sell the fight. And Jake was just getting started. Winning an amateur fight was one thing, but making boxing a career? That's where things got serious. In 2019, Jake turned pro, fighting UK YouTuber Anison Gibb. The match took place on a DAZN event featuring real boxing stars. DAZN saw the potential in influencer boxing, and Jake understood that aligning himself with big promotions meant bigger paydays. Jake knocked out Gibb in less than a round, making a statement. But the real story was the money. Reports estimated he earned around $900,000, including sponsorships and revenue splits. Later that year, he took on former NBA star Nate Robinson on the undercard of the Mike Tyson vs. Roy Jones Jr. event. This fight wasn't just about proving himself. It was about grabbing attention. When Jake knocked Robinson out cold, the clip went viral. That fight alone earned him over $1.2 million, plus a cut from the 1.6 million pay-per-view buys. By the end of 2020, Jake had fought twice as a pro and made over $2 million. But he wasn't aiming for small paychecks. He wanted real fighter money. And in 2021, he made it happen. By 2021, Jake needed a bigger challenge. Enter Ben Askren, a former UFC fighter and decorated wrestler. Though Askren wasn't known for striking, he had real fight experience. The match, promoted by Triller Fight Club, was heavily hyped, featuring celebrity appearances and live performances. On fight night, Jake made it look easy, knocking Askren out in under 2 minutes. He walked away with a base pay of $690,000, but with 1.5 million PPV buys, he reportedly earned between $5 million and $10 million. Next, he needed an even bigger opponent. That's when former UFC champion Tyron Woodley stepped in. Unlike Askren, Woodley had real knockout power. The fight headlined a Showtime PPV, a platform known for top-tier boxing events. It went the full 8 rounds, with Jake winning by split decision. The event pulled in 500,000 PPV buys, earning him another $5 million to $8 million. Then came the rematch. This time, Jake delivered a brutal knockout, solidifying himself as a serious draw. His total earnings from both Woodley fights? Over $15 million. By 2022, Jake had beaten former UFC fighters, but critics argued they weren't real boxers. That changed when he fought Anderson Silva, a legendary striker who had recently beaten former world champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The fight went the distance, and Jake won by unanimous decision. While the event did fewer PPV buys, around 200,000, he still made between $5 million and $6 million. The biggest test came in February 2023 against Tommy Fury, an actual boxer and brother of heavyweight champ Tyson Fury. The fight, held in Saudi Arabia, was Jake's toughest challenge. Fury's experience and skill proved too much, and Jake lost by split decision. But even in defeat, he won financially. The fight generated 800,000 PPV buys, earning him around $30 million. Just 5 months later, Jake fought UFC legend Nate Diaz. The fight pulled in 450,000 PPV buys, with Jake taking home another $10 million. He even teased a potential MMA rematch under the PFL banner. Jake Paul isn't just a boxer, he's a money-making machine. While his fights bring in millions, the real fortune is in everything he's built outside the ring. It all started with YouTube, where millions of views turned into ad revenue and huge brand deals. But Jake didn't stop there. He used his massive following to land sponsorships with big companies and even launched Beater, his own sports betting company, pulling in serious cash. Then there's Most Valuable Promotions, his very own boxing promotion, where he takes a cut from every event and fighter signed under him. On fight nights, he's making money not just from stepping into the ring, but also from pay-per-view sales and ticket revenue. And outside of boxing, he's stacking even more cash, selling merchandise, investing in NFTs, and even buying real estate. Altogether, Jake's boxing-related earnings have already crossed $50 to $60 million, and he's only getting started. The question is, how much bigger can his empire get? Jake Paul went from a YouTuber to headlining major boxing events, proving he knows how to sell a fight and make millions doing it. So, what's next? A fight against a top-ranked boxer? More UFC crossover fights? One thing's certain, as long as Jake Paul is in the fight game, the money will keep rolling in. What do you think? Is he a real contender or just a marketing genius? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more.